Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick video on a fly that I designed many centuries ago. This is called sparkle crab. I started with it as a sparkle shrimp, and they work really well. And then we decided to make it into a crab version, or a crabby version, with a little more oomph for the redfish. So when you have it in dirty water and hard to find the bait, this one's a little more sparkly with a lot more little things crawling around. So we basically start with a piece of fox. We're going to use 2 hackles. We're going to go back past the fox about 1 inch, tying them kind of on either side of it, posting up just a tiny bit. It's kind of the longer legs of the crab, or the claws can be. Trim those off. Then we use 2 Flashabou accent, doubled over. And then of course I tie them in a little different than everybody else. I use my one hand to position and kind of go back over. And that's the first start of it. And then we're going to invert. We take 2. I'm using this time a Senyo's Micro Fusion fall legs. Kind of cool looking colors, and they kind of make a neat little addition to the fly. Just add in 2 of those. Again, just like what I did before. And we're going to trim those off. They're going to sit there for just a second. I'm going to glue that, because the next thing we do is wrap the sparkle of the sparkle crab in, which is Grand Estaz in a black opal. We'll tie that in right there. Revert the fly. Get our bee chain eyes. These are large bee chain. These are Senyo's bee chain eyes. We're going to lay a base down of thread. And we're not going all the way to the eye of the hook. We're going to keep it back a little ways. And X those in, just like that. We kind of pull back just a little to squash, and that kind of locks them in a little bit. Center them up. You notice how I'm X-wrapping over. Okay, then I'm going to actually come under the bead chain and over the hook. That locks them in a little bit better. And then a couple more X-wraps, finishing off the front and leaving your thread behind. Going to lay a little bit of glue. That'll lock those eyes in. Alright, we're just going to palmer this, making sure your legs are back. It's going to be hard to see. Do 1 wrap over, pull back, and then we're just going to keep wrapping forward and pulling back each time. Get out of there. Takes about 5 or 6. You want it fairly full. We're going to trim it back a little bit, but you want it fairly full. Alright. Get it right to the eyes. Wrap over the back. Pretty simple. Pretty simple fly. Doesn't take very long to do. Tie that in tight. Trim. Alright. And then you can take a comb and kind of comb out either side if you want. Kind of make sure that it's laying out. Or you can just use your fingers. And I'm just going to take and kind of manipulate the fibers in that Estaz to kind of go outward. Now, once I do that, I'm now going to try to trim some of the excess fibers to make kind of a crabby carapace looking thing. Make sure you don't cut your rubber. Alright. One more foot, there it goes. Now we're going to trim off just the longest pieces of Estes. Alright, pretty close to being done. Now you can actually finish the fly up right here with these last pair of round or rubber. And we're going to go back over just like that and trim them off. Not this, you want them to drape her back, so keep them pretty long. That's going to drape back. You can finish the head off right now if you want without weed guards, but this is a fly that I fish also in cover for bass. So, and largemouth, everything eats a peacock bass, largemouth, cichlids, everything else. But in the cover, and sometimes on oyster bars, we want to put a V weed guard in. So this is we're going to take our mono. This is 30-pound mono, so it's going to be pretty substantial weed guard. Tie in both ends. Right there. Wrap back. This posts the weed guard up. Oops. Don't catch the rubber. Post that up. Alright, and finish off. Trim your well, that's good stuff. I'll do that with these scissors. There you go. There's your weed guard. Finish it with a couple whip finishes. Voila! You have the RZ's Sparkle Crab. This is in kind of an opal black, and that's actually Arctic fox or fox fur right there. But that's what she looks like. Those are going to lay back and they're going to wiggle a lot in the water. So anyways, hope you enjoyed. That's the RZ Sparkle Crab in